Young and the Restless. Is Stitch the bio-dad of Abby's baby and Mariah's kidnapper? Young and the Restless spoilers ask if Ben Rayburn, Sean Carrigan, is back for a twisted plot and Stitch did a sperm swap and kidnapped the surrogate carrying his child. With no sign of Chance Chancellor, formerly Donnie Boaz, returning, did the CBS soap liven up the snooze-fest storyline about Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, by making her ex a nut job? Did Dr. Ben Rayburn pull a donor switcheroo on Young and the Restless? Right from the beginning of Abby's baby journey, they brought up her miscarriage. That was with the child that she carried with then-husband Ben Rayburn. Recall from YNR recaps that his son, May Rayburn, Jared Breeze, was unhinged due to a brain tumor. The kid rigged a tripwire, Abby fell, and Stitch was devastated by the loss of the baby. Young and the Restless viewers saw Abby was too, and then hit again when she found out that meant she could never carry a child. It wouldn't be too surprising if Ben still had access to medical files at GC Memorial. And he might have an alert set on his ex-wife's records. So, Stitch might have known all along she was trying for another baby and needed donor sperm. Sure, it's pretty twisted to think that Ben Rayburn might have swapped Devin Hamilton's, Brighton James, donation for his own, but the Rayburn family isn't exactly sane. Do you remember Stitch's sister, Kelly Andrews, Katie McLean, on Young and the Restless? She was full-on obsessed with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and not exactly low-key. And with Ben's son Max not recovering from his tumor, and likely dying, it might have pushed him over the edge. So, Stitch might be trying to recover what he and Abby had before by making a baby with her. Even if she didn't know it on Young and the Restless. Yes, it sounds crazy. But, it's a soap opera. And Abby's dull story really needed some drama. Did Stitch snatch Mariah Copeland on YNR? It's about time that someone on Young and the Restless realized that Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, is really missing, right? She took off on a business trip that no one knows about and hasn't returned. No one has heard her voice or seen her face. No phone or video chats, just vague texts. Abby's busy arguing with Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks. What they need to be doing is looking for Mariah. Young and the Restless spoilers tease it's likely Ben Rayburn that has her. Remember, Ben was creeping around the mansion, peeping in the window at the surrogate the other night. So, Ben is the likeliest candidate to have grabbed her. And if she's carrying a baby that's half Stitch's and half Abby's, he may feel justified. The big question on Young and the Restless is when will someone realize and report her missing? The only working cop at the GCPD is out of state escorting Chelsea Newman, Melissa Claire Egan. And of course, Ben stopped by the house to chat with Abby and act concerned when he found out no one had heard from Mariah. Clearly, he was fishing for info and telling lies. Whether or not Stitch is the bio-dad to Abby's baby, it seems pretty obvious that he stole the surrogate carrying her child. Young and the Restless spoilers wonder how long it'll take for someone to report her missing and start an investigation. So far, the only person even mildly concerned is Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, Mariah's mom. Did Young and the Restless bring back Ben to tarnish his character? Another huge question about Stitch Rayburn's return is why Y&R's done this. Remember when they brought back J.T. Hellstrom, Thad Luckenbill, under this writing regime? They tarnished his character by turning him into a wife-beater. That was far out of character for J.T. And in the end, they blamed it on a medical reason. Perhaps because fans were so angry at the swerve. So, is Young and the Restless doing this again with another character? Ben Rayburn was never a bad guy. The worst thing Stitch did was shag Abby's mom in some hot shower sex. He loved Abby and was a decent guy. Losing their baby because of his son wrecked their marriage and left both Ben and Abby heartbroken. But, he was never the type to kidnap or harm a pregnant woman. Even the prospect of losing Max to the brain tumor shouldn't push Ben to these extremes on Young and the Restless. But it definitely seems that Ben's the kidnapper. But is he also the father of Abby's baby? That would sure be an interesting twist. Much better than watching her needlepoint with her mother-in-law. We'll have to wait and see how the CBS soap plays this. Check back to Soap Dirt for daily hot Young and the Restless in Genoa City. Is Stitch the secret bio-dad of Abby's baby and Mariah's kidnapper? 1,000 words are barely enough to contain the fan fury, jaw-dropping speculation, and potential seismic shift rocking Genoa City. The long-simmering mystery surrounding the paternity of baby Dominic Chancellor, combined with the traumatic memories of Mariah Copeland's abduction, has exploded back into the forefront of the young and the restless. At the center of this volatile storm? None other than Dr. Ben, Stitch, Rayburn. The very air in Genoa City is thick with anticipation and a rising sense of dread. Viewers are on the edge of their seats, dissecting every past scene and future spoiler. While officially, Mariah Copeland's surrogate baby, Dominic, was conceived using Abby Newman Abbott Chancellor's, Melissa Ordway, egg and Devin Hamilton's, Brighton James, sperm, a shocking, persistent fan theory suggests the simple, legal arrangement might be a tangled web of lies, manipulation, and desperation, all orchestrated by the doctor who could never move past his love for Abby and the tragedy of their lost child. Stitch Rayburn, Sean Carrigan. The Confession of a Kidnapper, Stitch's Dark Descent. To understand the current speculation, we must revisit the horrifying events surrounding Mariah's disappearance. When Mariah, Cameron Grimes, carrying Abby's child, vanished without a trace, sending oddly worded texts, the town was thrown into a panic. The investigation led to a terrifying truth. Stitch was the kidnapper. Driven to the brink by the loss of his own unborn child with Abby, a tragedy caused by his mentally ill son, Max, and the ongoing difficulties with Max's health, Stitch fixated on Abby's new baby as a replacement for the family he desperately missed. He confessed to Abby that he had snapped, locking a very pregnant Mariah in a secluded room, driven by a twisted desire to keep the baby close to her. The shocking climax saw Stitch guide Abby and Devin to Mariah's location, where Mariah was in labor. Devin delivered the baby boy, Dominic, who was safe. But just as quickly as he confessed, Stitch vanished, escaping police custody and leaving behind a trail of psychological devastation and a profound question. Was his desperation for a replacement child the only motive, or was there a more insidious layer to his obsession? The paternity puzzle. Why Devin's perfect match is suspicious. 4 months after Dominic's birth, the focus shifted to the emotional fallout, Mariah's postpartum struggles and chances, then Donnie Boaz, now Connor Floyd, absence and subsequent PTSD. However, the story took a critical, science-based turn when baby Dominic fell gravely ill, requiring a bone marrow transplant. In a scene that set the speculation meters to 11, Devin Hamilton was revealed to be a perfect bone marrow match for Dominic. While this seemed like a miracle and a confirmation of his biological fatherhood, YNR viewers, veterans of countless soap opera twists, cried foul.
Why?
A perfect match between a biological parent and child is extremely rare, almost exclusively seen between identical twins or siblings. It's an improbable coincidence that screams, clue. Suddenly, the whispers began. Could Stitch, a doctor who had access to the medical facilities where the in vitro process took place, have tampered with the sperm samples? Did he switch Devin's sample for his own, making him the biological father of Abby's son? The timing of his return, his intense focus on Mariah and the pregnancy, and his ultimate act of kidnapping a pregnant Mariah all align perfectly with the theory of a man obsessed with securing his own biological child with the woman he loved. If Stitch is Dominic's biological father, his motive for the kidnapping becomes even darker and more desperate. He wasn't just stealing a baby, he was trying to reclaim his baby. The ramifications, a family shattered again. If this blockbuster revelation were to drop, the fallout would be catastrophic for the residents of Genoa City. Abby's world shattered, already reeling from the complications of surrogacy, co-parenting, and Chance's struggles. The news that Stitch manipulated the conception of her child would be the ultimate betrayal. The man who caused the death of their first baby would be revealed as the father of her second, destroying her fragile peace. Devin's devastation. Devin has fought fiercely for his role in Dominic's life, even legally changing the baby's name. Learning he is not the biological father, despite a perfect bone marrow match that was likely a scriptwriter's deliberate red herring, would emotionally destroy him. His fight for custody would instantly be invalidated, stripping him of his deepest connection to the child. A Stitch return is imminent. This kind of bombshell doesn't get dropped if the character responsible is permanently gone. If Stitch is revealed as the bio-dad, he is almost certainly due for a shocking return. Where has he been? Has he been quietly plotting to reclaim his son? A paternity switch would give him the strongest legal and emotional claim to Dominic, ensuring a dramatic, high-stakes custody battle against Abby, Devin, and the rest of the Newman Abbott empire. Mariah's trauma reopened. The woman who carried the baby and was kidnapped by Stitch would be forced to relive her nightmare, knowing the man who held her captive was doing so to secure his own flesh and blood. The verdict is still out, but the clock is ticking. As of today, The Young and the Restless has maintained the original paternity. Devin Hamilton is Dominic's biological father. However, in the world of soaps, shocking news often means debunking a known fact for a greater truth. The mystery of Devon's perfect match remains a dangling plot thread, a potential Chekhov's gun waiting to fire. Could the show really be setting up the ultimate gotcha moment, where the perfect, selfless arrangement turns out to be a sinister plot? Given Stitch's history, his unresolved obsession, and the medical anomaly, the evidence for a paternity switch is too compelling for fans to ignore. Genoa City watches and waits. The question is no longer if a secret will be revealed, but when Stitch Rayburn will reappear to claim the final, most devastating piece of his obsession, his son. This is one shocking news story that is far from comings and goings. Chelsea not done yet, Adam revenge still coming. Young and the Restless comings and goings show Chelsea Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, isn't quite done yet and has a few more scenes before her long break from the CBS soap. Soon, she works with Chloe Mitchell, Elizabeth Hendrickson, to target Adam Newman, Mark Grossman. Already, Missy stopped filming and is out on maternity leave. However, she has some more scenes taped yet to air on Y&R. Young and the Restless spoilers, Chelsea Newman plots against her ex. Chelsea Newman has been gone caring for her mother, Anita Lawson, Catherine Bach. Many viewers assumed Chelsea would remain off-screen due to the impending birth of Melissa's child. However, the con woman shows up again next week per Young and the Restless spoilers. She and BFF Chloe will conspire against her ex-husband. Recall, Adam allowed Connor Newman, Judah Mackey, to go out of town with his mother. However, Chelsea still doesn't trust him, and vice versa. Now, Chelsea Newman continues to blame the Newman heir for all the problems in her life. She used leverage to try and blackmail her way out of Fairview. But it was Adam that got her out. Recall Young and the Restless recaps. Young and the Restless comings and goings show Chelsea Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, isn't quite done yet and has a few more scenes before her long break from the CBS soap. Soon, she works with Chloe Mitchell, Elizabeth Hendrickson, to target Adam Newman, Mark Grossman. Already, Missy stopped filming and is out on maternity leave. However, she has some more scenes taped yet to air on Y&R. Young and the Restless spoilers, Chelsea Newman plots against her ex. Chelsea Newman has been gone caring for her mother, Anita Lawson, Catherine Bach. Many viewers assumed Chelsea would remain off-screen due to the impending birth of Melissa's child. However, the con woman shows up again next week per Young and the Restless spoilers. She and BFF Chloe will conspire against her ex-husband. Recall, Adam allowed Connor Newman, Judah Mackey, to go out of town with his mother. However, Chelsea still doesn't trust him, and vice versa. Now, Chelsea Newman continues to blame the Newman heir for all the problems in her life. She used leverage to try and blackmail her way out of Fairview. But it was Adam that got her out. Recall Young and the Restless recaps. Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Chelsea Newman still dreams of revenge. After Adam issues an ultimatum, once again, Chelsea recruits Chloe to join in her scheme. A few weeks ago, Chloe agreed to work with Adam's company. This decision angered her bestie. But, they now may use her position and access to hurt Adam. Of course, Chloe's proven that she will do almost anything to help her BFF. And Chelsea feels that her ex-fiancé has not paid for his actions against her. So together, the women will come up with a plot to make him pay. Watch next week on Young and the Restless as Chelsea Newman appears once again with revenge on her mind. Pregnant Missy expecting baby boy per Y&R News. Recent Young and the Restless scoops report that Melissa Claire Egan will soon have a son who is due at the end of August. She previously experienced 2 miscarriages which she shared on social media. Now, she and her husband, Matt Katrasar, are happily preparing for the baby's arrival. Viewers will recall that her hubby appeared on 4 Young and the Restless episodes a few months back. Matt portrayed a kidnapper hired by Adam to grab Chelsea from the Chancellor Mansion. Due to COVID-19 protocols, Matt was hired. Since they are married, he was allowed to be in close contact with the actress during their scenes when other actors had to maintain social distance. So, despite Missy Egan being off the Young and the Restless set and at home awaiting her precious baby, her alter ego Chelsea has one last scheme in her, it seems. Watch starting next week to see what she and her co-conspirator get up to. Young and the Restless spoilers, Chelsea and Adam done for good? It is best to never say never, as soap opera fans know. However, it seems that the romance of Adam with Chelsea Newman is over for good. They may share a child, but there is a lot of water under that bridge. He believes he is to blame for Chelsea's attempt to set him up for Ray Rosales, Jordi Villasuso, poisoning on Young and the Restless. However, he would have trouble trusting the pretty brunette again. And Chelsea still has negative feelings about him too. Thus she continues to plan revenge on him. So keep watching YNR next week as Chelsea Newman works together with her pal to punish her ex before she slips away as Missy's last scene's heir. But don't worry, she'll be back in a few months. The hottest summer Young and the Restless spoilers are found on Genoa City. Chelsea not done yet. The long-awaited Adam revenge arc is still coming to Young and the Restless. Today's headline out of Genoa City is less a rumor and more a seismic warning. The era of Chatham domestic bliss is a brittle facade, and Chelsea Lawson's, Melissa Claire Egan, infamous dark side, the con artist Victor Newman once paid to destroy his son's life, is far from retired. Fans who have noticed the unsettling stillness in Chelsea's life, and the disturbing comfort Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, has found in his reformed life, are about to be rewarded with a kind of high-stakes, deeply personal drama that only their twisted history can deliver. The quiet, almost too perfect reunion of Adam and Chelsea, centered around their son Connor, has long felt like the calm before a classic soap opera storm. And according to deep-dive sources and explosive news spoilers, that storm isn't just brewing, it's about to make landfall, revealing that Chelsea is not done with Adam Newman, and the revenge plot, fueled by years of emotional manipulation and betrayal, is still very much on the table. The deceptive calm, why this reunion was always a time bomb. 4 months, The Young and the Restless has lulled viewers into a false sense of security. Adam and Chelsea are co-parenting, living in the same house, and have even been working alongside Nick, Victor, and the Newmans in recent business struggles. They've presented a united front, particularly during the recent Kane-Ashby scandal, even publishing an article together. This partnership, however, is exactly where the plot thickens, and where Chelsea's true motivations may finally be exposed. Adam has been attempting to be a better man, a desire often encouraged by Chelsea, who has recently been praised for helping to keep him on the straight and narrow. But this dynamic contains a deadly paradox. Adam is only stable when he's being controlled, and the only person who has ever truly controlled him is the woman he's in love with. The problem is, as actress Melissa Claire Egan herself has hinted, Chelsea has a dark side too. She did used to be a con artist. The question is not if the con woman returns, but why she returns and who her target truly is. The genesis of the grudge, a debt Adam can never repay. To understand the magnitude of the coming revenge, we must revisit the scars that bind Chatham. Their relationship is not built on romance, it's built on shared trauma, deception, and the repeated destruction of Chelsea's mental health. Adam has, over the years, done the unthinkable to Chelsea. The faking his death deception, Adam's constant lies and disappearing acts, culminating in him faking his own death, tore Chelsea's life apart. She mourned him, rebuilt, and was then shattered when he returned as Gabe Bingham, manipulating her and their son. The betrayal with Sharon. His enduring, toxic connection to Sharon Newman has always been a dagger in Chelsea's heart, leading to jealousy and insecurity. The mental health breakdown, most crucially, Chelsea's breakdown, her plot to drug Ray Rosales, Jordi Villasuso, to frame Adam, and her subsequent mental health struggles were all ultimately rooted in the sheer emotional fatigue and trauma caused by Adam's endless cycle of chaos and betrayal. The current piece is Chelsea regaining her footing, getting her strength back, and placing herself in the ultimate position of power, Adam's confidant and Victor's temporary ally. The revenge plot isn't about a quick, messy public exposure. It's about a long, calculated erosion of everything Adam has worked for: his redemption, his relationship with Connor, and his fragile peace with the Newman family. Spoilers: the revenge is a slow burn, but the blast is imminent. The key to this shocking development lies in the nuanced interactions that have been playing out in plain sight. The Billy Abbott factor. The search results indicate a lingering tension between Adam and Chelsea over Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. Adam despises Billy, a constant rival in both business and love, but Chelsea still holds a fierce loyalty to the father of her first son, Johnny. She was recently hesitant to join Adam in Victor's scheme to blast Billy in the media. This is a critical point. While Adam sees his alliance with Chelsea as her choosing him over Billy, Chelsea may be using this tension to test Adam's loyalty, all while subtly collecting intel. The business connection. Their current joint venture, working at Newman Media, a company Adam founded and then lost, places Chelsea at the heart of Adam's professional life. She has access to his plans, his vulnerabilities, and his strategies against the abbots and others. What better revenge than to let Adam achieve the height of his professional ambition, only to pull the rug out from under him and send him crashing down? The Victor complication. Victor recently gave Chatham his blessing, a rare occurrence. But Chelsea, a brilliant con artist, knows that Victor's blessing is often a precursor to his manipulation. By aligning herself with Adam, she gains Victor's trust. But will she use that trust to secure her and Connor's future, or to bring down the two Newman men who have caused her the most pain? The latter is far more in character. The Chatham breakup Melissa Claire Egan wants. The biggest indicator that the axe is about to fall comes directly from the source. Melissa Claire Egan has openly stated that she wants Adam and Chelsea to break up because the drama is too compelling to ignore. "We don't want to be happy for too long," she confessed. "Because it's so fun having someone wrong you on this show, or when you do something wrong. When you're unhappy, you get the scoop." This isn't just an actress wanting good material, it's a dramatic foreshadowing of the story to come. The happiness is the wrong that is about to be undone. Chelsea's revenge won't be a simple split. It will be an act of complete emotional and professional dismantling, ensuring Adam is left with nothing but the ruins of the good life he thought he had finally built. The final domino. How will Adam fall? The ultimate climax of this arc is a stunning revelation. Chelsea has been playing the long game. She didn't forgive Adam, she only pretended to. Every moment of domesticity was a strategic move to ensure maximum collateral damage. We anticipate the story will culminate when Chelsea uses her position at Newman Media to expose a major vulnerability in Adam's operations, or, more shockingly, she reveals a secret that compromises his relationship with Victor, effectively pitting father against son yet again. The long-term revenge has always been about making Adam pay for the ultimate crime, nearly costing her son his mother's sanity. When the final domino falls, Adam will realize that his soulmate was actually his most dangerous enemy, and that the quiet, reformed Chelsea was the most meticulously crafted con of her career. Genoa City will be left reeling as the most volatile couple on The Young and the Restless combusts in a firestorm of corporate espionage, family betrayal, and a shattered heart that refused to stay healed. Get ready, fans. The piece is over. Chelsea Lawson is not done yet, and Adam Newman is about to face the reckoning he richly deserves.